So I have a suspension control module for an air ride system on out of a 2008 GMC Yukon Denali. And this particular one has an issue where the exhaust solenoid control is shorted to ground, so it's throwing an error code, so it needs a new one. It's an internal issue with this thing. So I figured since the rest of the module worked, I thought I'd play around with the whole CAN bus system on a GM vehicle, since I've never really dealt with it before. So on this module, I have power here going in and ground. It's just plugged into a standard, 12-volt power supply here. Then this is an actual sensor. Or the yellow wire here is +5 reference. The white wire here is signal, and the black one down here is ground. And I'll show you what those connect to this potentiometer right here. What that's actually doing is simulating the suspension position signal by varying the voltage in that pin. And then there's one other pin that's actually needed. It's this brown wire here, which attaches to this blue wire here, which is also connected to positive. Because on this particular module, there's actually a serial communication enable pin that needs to be high at 12 volts. So I have the USB to CAN thing here with the two wires here. I got a terminating resistor here. I got a terminating resistor up here. And those two wires are actually connected to the GM serial bus negative and positive. There's actually another set of them up here, which is kind of interesting, but these are just connected to these pins directly, so I'm guessing they could use either one or use it as a pass-through kind of thing. So right now I have the module powered up, and I'm actually sniffing the data that's coming out of the thing. And right now you can see the packets changing a little bit. But what I found interesting so far is the top number here is actually the suspension position on the vehicle. It constantly changes. I'll show you that in a second. So these first 2 bytes of data are for the left front suspension position. The next 2 are the right front, and the next 2 here are for the right rear, and the last 2 are actually the left rear. But I only have this potentiometer here that's simulating the suspension in this case. I have it connected to the so if I can get this to focus, the left front suspension pin here. So as I move the potentiometer, you'll actually see these 2 bytes change as if the suspension was going up and down. So let's see if I can do this here. Oops. So I got the potentiometer here. You can see the data changing. It's actually going high. And then as I go back the other way, the number goes low. So as the vehicle's traveling, those numbers are going to constantly change. So if I had 4 potentiometers all plugged in, obviously all these would change if I changed all the pots all at once, which was what would normally happen while the vehicle's in motion anyway. So ID of 524 coming out of a 2008 Yukon Denali suspension module is the suspension position for each of the 4 wheels. I haven't quite figured out what 528 is yet. Like I said, I'm sure this module is throwing codes and everything because it can't find half the sensors and anything, because obviously there's nothing else plugged into it. So this might be the error stream or whatnot. But I'm going to have to hook this thing back up to the vehicle and monitor this. And I also want to, when I get the new module, I plan on hooking into the vehicle and monitoring these IDs around the 520 area, because I'm assuming that all the suspension stuff is probably going to be grouped together. It may not be, but I'm going to assume that for now, just to see if it works. But I'm going to see if this changes with a good module, and see if these are supposed to be like all zeros or something, if there's no codes, or you know, if this is signifying that there's a code, or maybe this thing isn't actually sending a code yet because it hasn't been requested yet by the body control module or whatever. So I thought that was kind of interesting, so I thought I would share.